Hi, and welcome to the Real Fake News. I'm Jillian.
And I'm Addie.
So let's get started. Today's top story. A prairie dog wearing a funny hat and singing into a microphone was spotted in a field near Billings, Montana. Witnesses say the prairie dog's voice was somewhere between Bing Crosby's and Frank Sinatra's, although one farmer said he could detect a hint of DJ Khaled as well. When animal control officers approached the prairie dog, it reportedly said shooby-dooby-doo and ducked back underground. Authorities have no explanation, although they believe this may be related to the recent theft of a hat from a doll store in the area. Viewers are encouraged to leave the prairie dog alone and not encourage it by singing along or even tapping their foot to the beat of the rhythm. This creature is believed to still be at large.
And now for our extremely panicky weather alert. What weather experts are calling the clouds of doom have descended on our city. The dark and sinister clouds moved into the area yesterday afternoon, concerning many citizens, including Fire Hall bingo expert Margaret Broomstick of Coyote Jaw County, who called the weather station to complain. People are being told not to panic and not to look up at the sky if the clouds upset them. But if it makes them feel better, they should go to the grocery store to stock up on bread, bottled water, and toilet paper. Our chief meteorologist tells us that there is at least 80% chance that these clouds do not mean the end of the world is near, and expects the clouds of doom to disperse during the next 24 hours.
And now for a little entertainment news. Today, Katy Perry said something outrageous and wore something outrageous. People could not believe the things she said and the clothes she wore, so they were understandably outraged. Ms. Perry's press agent was not taking calls at this time, but gave a press conference where he hinted that Katy may indeed say or do something outrageous in the future, and that we should all be prepared and perhaps a little frightened of her. In other entertainment news, the new #1 song, according to Billboard, is called Shooby-Dooby-Doo and is performed by a prairie dog with a funny little hat.
A Maine man known by locals as Sweater Bill has just broken the world record for consecutive days wearing the same sweater. Back in May 1966, William Bedford put on the sweater given to him by his grandmother for his 16th birthday and said it was so comfortable he'd never remove it. True to his word, he hasn't removed it, even when getting gallbladder surgery back in 1985. Though the sweater shows signs of wear, it smells like ivory soap because Bill washes the sweater every day while wearing it. He unseats the previous record holder, Matthias the Mad Scott McKay, who accidentally removed his sweater after 50 years during a fight over who ate the last slice of cold pizza he'd been keeping in his salad crisper.
And now for Tech Talk. In response to a growing trend, computer users are being told to stop trying to grow plants in their computers. Apparently, this is not good for the performance of the computer, and it is not good for the plants either. Computer giant corporation Apple has had to clarify for their customers that despite the name of the company, no one should attempt to plant an apple tree in an Apple computer. Nor should its computers be used as an ingredient in apple pie. Experts warn that even if anyone has been successful in growing fruits or vegetables in their computer equipment, they are advised not to consume it, but instead use it decoratively to add a splash of color and fun to their otherwise dull home interiors.
And now, sports for the uninformed. Today in sports, some guy kicked a ball past another guy who was trying to stop him from kicking the ball, while another guy looked on, unsure as to which guy to help, or why he was even there to begin with. A crowd of thousands cheered as the ball bounced past the other guy, but it didn't go into the big net thingy behind the other guy, which caused many in the audience to groan and yell out the player's name. In other sports, a dog met a goat in the middle of the playing field and became friends, but didn't tell their owners, instead placing an anonymous phone call to this news station to let us know about it.
And now for our obviously fake photo of the week. In this week's obviously fake photo, a viewer in Egg Harbor, Wisconsin claims to have seen this ridiculous-looking bird-like creature roaming freely in her backyard. The outrageous colors and lack of shadows in this photo give it away as an obvious fake, as well as the fact that this creature does not appear to be carrying identification of any kind. When we consulted with our science experts, they all agreed that since the creature is walking upright on two legs, it is very likely a human in a costume. A local farmer tells us that this is likely a rooster, a mythical creature from ancient times that supposedly makes loud crowing noises when it sees the sun in the morning. Boy, some people will believe anything.
Last night's winning state lottery numbers were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Winning tickets can be exchanged at local convenience stores for giant cardboard novelty checks or more tickets. If we're unable to participate in the lottery, listen closely. I am thinking of a number from 1 to 10. We encourage you to leave a comment below guessing what number I am thinking of. No, you won't win anything, but you'll be able to brag about it in the comments.
And now it's time for a little segment I like to call What Makes Me Mad. Today I want to talk about the letter C. It can't make up its mind as to whether it wants to sound like an S or a K, so why should we deal with it at all? Wouldn't it make sense just to use K or S to begin with? It can't make the ch sound without the help of the H either. Shouldn't a letter be able to stand on its own? And don't even get me started on words that have a silent C like scissors and indicted. As a letter, it is totally unnecessary, and it should be retired like the letter F. And now for our popular phone-in segment called Some Guy. Today we have some guy who says he's just caught a fish. So tell us how it happened.
Well, I was out on the dock, and I had some string, and I threw it in the ocean, and the fish started biting at it. So I pulled really hard, and the fish came out of the ocean.
Okay, how big is the fish?
Oh, well, I didn't get much chance to measure it because it started flopping all around on the deck, and there were people screaming, and some kid tried to tackle it, and the flipper hit it and hit him, and then the next thing I knew, it was back in the ocean.
What kind of fish would you say it was?
Oh, it was a wet fish.
What color was it?
Oh, I think it might have been a rainbow trout. I'm not really sure. Okay, I got a lot of people who want to talk to me about the fish, so I'm going to have to get going, okay? Bye.
Bye.
And now let's end on a positive note. Today, thousands of children complained about the meals that they were being served in countless schools around the world. The children cited several reasons, such as the food was devoid of taste, texture, or looked like it was unceremoniously dumped out of a giant can by a lady named Mabel who had a mole on her cheek. On a positive note, if you're a grown-up who you really probably aren't concerned about that, and most likely consider it to be a fair trade-off considering that you already had to work all day just to come home and hear some kid complaining about his lunch.
So that was the real fake news. I'm Jillian.
And I'm Addie, signing off.
Good night,
Good night, folks.